We got an extended look at rookie defensive lineman Dallas Turner, and the guy looked pretty good against the Indianapolis Colts. Today, we're going to watch some of this guy's 27 snaps. Now, he had some snaps where he dropped back in coverage. He had other snaps, and he had some snaps where he played run defense. And generally speaking, the guy was pretty solid. And today, we're going to look at some of these snaps and really analyze what this guy has shown us on tape. Keep in mind, Turner has not been a full-time starter. Right, this guy basically just played for the first time since the first week of the season, more than 25 snaps. And there's a reason why the Minnesota Vikings are kind of taking that approach with Turner. They obviously have two pretty good defensive ends, so it's not really a need to throw Dallas Turner out there. But you can see some of the upside. This was the second play he was in the game, and he does a really, really good job taking on the pulling offensive lineman, and he's going to get his hands onto the running back. This one's going to pick up about 2.5 to 3 yards, but it's a good job nonetheless. He recognizes that the tight end here is not actually going to block him. He flashes the hands, and he runs off that. Turner does a good job getting his hands on this tight end. He doesn't allow the tight end to have a clean release. And that's important because these linebackers need to make sure guys that are climbing up to them don't ultimately get that free release. So he gets his hands on 85. That makes it a little bit easier for the linebacker to control him as well. And then he's also going to end up taking on the left guard, one of the best left guards in the NFL, and Quentin Nelson. He gets off the block, gets his hands to the running back, and is able to help bring this guy down. That's a really, really good snap right there by Turner, but that was not the only snap this guy showed on tape. On this next one here, he's going to do a really good job getting his hands right into this tight end here. He's going to hold his block, he's going to get off the block, and he's going to get in there to make the play. Now, the thing I like about this play is the fact that this is a zone towards the right, and what that means is being on the front side, you got to set that edge. One of the big things with zone runs is that the guy that ultimately blocks you, this guy has the responsibility to try to push you out towards the right. And the reason why you want to do that is because when the running back hits us through the front side, if he's able to see a lane, he could potentially bounce it into that gap. Then on the other end, Dallas Turner has the responsibility to hold the block. He has a responsibility to set the edge. And that's exactly what he does. This tight end here is going to have zero movement on Turner. And this is just a really good job being able to get the hands into the tight end. You're able to set the edge. You're able to hold the block. And the running back has nowhere to go on this. This is 2nd and 6. And essentially, the running back's going to end up picking up no yards. So this is a really, really good run rep by Dallas Turner. And keep in mind, he only played 27 total snaps. Some of them he dropped back into coverage. We had one that was a quarterback kneel as well. So, really probably like 22 or 23 actual snaps where this guy got to play. And then you got to factor in sometimes quarterbacks will have 3-step drops. So you don't have a real chance to actually get to the quarterback. So you got to take some of those snaps and try to analyze what the guy's actually doing within that. You can look at some of these snaps and say, how is he setting up this left tackle? Is he trying to utilize a speed move? Is he trying to long arm? Is he trying to bull rush? Is he trying to spin? Is he trying to chop? Is he trying to hezzy, right? And this is a good example of a hezzy move by Turner early on within the pass rush. He's going to fake to the inside. The tackle doesn't really fall for it. He's going to get the hands to the tackle. He's going to just essentially try to bull rush him. But one thing he does within this play, and you guys see it kind of late, is as he locks in with this tackle, although the quarterback gets the ball out because it's a 3-step drop, you're going to see that Turner's actually going to pull this guy forward and he's going to bring the right arm over the top. I know the ball's out, but to me, Turner wins this rep against this tackle, right? He ends up ultimately being able to beat the tackle. He's going to get in there. And again, he gets the hands on the quarterback. I understand the ball's out, but these are the plays that you want to analyze because he doesn't have a real shot to actually get to the quarterback. But if he's getting close on certain plays, if he's able to almost get to the quarterback, or if he's at least beating the guy in front of him, that's what you want to see on a consistent basis because those are the type of players that have success in the long run. Now, of course, Turner hasn't played a lot this season. Some people have said that that's because of him as an actual individual player. I disagree with this so much because I watched this guy play the Raiders and absolutely dominate the Raiders. Right? He went up against one of the Raiders starting offensive tackles and he whooped the crap out of him. Now, again, a part of why he's not having success right now is because he's just not playing a lot. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Bringing rookies on slowly is something that Brian Flores has done in the past, and they've had success essentially doing that. And they're taking that same approach to Dallas Turner. I'm confident to say in a year or two, this guy's going to be a really, really good football player. But you guys check this play out. You're going to get a motion, and you're going to essentially get a sweep towards the left of the formation. Turner has to be able to set the edge on this one. So this is one of those reps where he's going to have to learn from. It's not a big deal. One of the things that rookies do as they come into the NFL is they lose snaps, right? Stuff happens to them. Maybe they don't set the edge. Maybe a tackle ends up snatching them downwards. But those losing reps allow guys to get better, and it allows them to actually process kind of what's going on and try to learn what they ultimately did. And now this one's a great example of that. If you guys keep an eye on the tight end here right in front of Dallas Turner, this tight end's going to block out right away. And Turner hesitates. He almost considers going outwards. You guys can see right here. He almost considers, you can look at his feet based off of how he kind of takes a square base. He's thinking about turning right. And then for some reason, he decides he's going to end up just trying to jump that gap as well. And he recognizes the receiver takes the football. And with that, he ends up losing outside containment. What he has to do on this one is mirror the tight end, try to grab onto this guy coming across the formation. He may never ultimately actually make the play, but you got to try to stay in front of that and make the wide receiver cut it underneath. This one picked up 12 yards. It's not a huge deal, to be honest, because again, these are the type of reps you get better from. These are the type of reps you learn, and you're able to just improve your game, generally speaking. Here's the third snap of this guy actually dropping back in coverage. Again, a lot of snaps of him dropping in coverage. He dropped back into coverage officially 6 times, and this is why you drop him back into coverage, because if he drops back in coverage and then he ends up blitzing, and he ends up coming off the edge, guys are going to struggle, right? He's very, very fast. He's very quick. He's explosive. And you're able to simulate pressure. You're able to bring this guy off the edge, and you're able to get to the quarterback. On this one, this is a great defensive scheme. You got 4 guys up front. You're showing blitz with these guys here. But really, you're going to bring Turner off the edge. You'll also bring these 3 guys here, and then you'll get a 4th guy that sends you drop back into coverage. So you're simulating pressure where the left tackle is going to ultimately end up getting assigned to a guy that's dropping into coverage. So that allows one guy to come free off the edge. And this is a great way to simulate pressure, to scheme up pressure, essentially, right? Brian Flores does a really good job at this. This is part of what makes this guy arguably the best defensive coach in the NFL. This guy does a really, really good job. You see on this one here, it's an incomplete pass because of the fact that Turner gets to the quarterback. But you guys, check this next snap out. Turner's going to do a really, really good job being able to control the tight end on this one. But unfortunately, even though he controls the tight end, he doesn't get off the block. He has to be able to get off the block here. Now, it's not a huge deal. Obviously, the guy still has to play a lot of snaps to be able to develop. And the play only picks up about a yard. We'll slow it down so you guys can actually see it as Turner comes into the actual field here. But look at Turner here and watch him with the left arm, long arm the tight end. He's going to push this guy backwards. He essentially sets the edge, right? But you got to get off the block on this one. You got to be able to let this guy go. You got to get in there and make the play. And you can see with the right hand, he tries grabbing onto the running back, and it's just not working out for him. And again, it's a really good play to be able to push this guy back. And you can see it from this angle a little bit better. As number 85 here locks in with Turner, Turner's going to essentially push this guy back. You see that right there. He resets this guy and pushes him backwards, but you got to get off the block and make the play. Again, not a huge deal. But this right here is kind of showing you that Turner actually has real upside, right? Because he's showing you that he's able to win against guys that are veterans in the NFL. Obviously, he has to learn to get off blocks, he has to learn to make the play. But you can see those traits. And never underestimate traits, because traits is what leads to a guy 2, 3, 4 years down the line developing into a really good football player. You know, when Max Crosby came out his rookie year, he was not the player he was today, right? Obviously, today he's played a lot of snaps to get to the point where he's at. But you saw flashes. You saw this guy utilize pass rush technique and upside, and he was able to put it together and became a really good football player. With a guy like Dallas Turner, you see some of those same type of things. You can see on this play here as an example, as soon as the tight end's going to try to get to the inside of Turner and set up to the inside, Turner not only makes contact with this guy, but look at him separate. Look at him get off the block and control this tight end. Now, he doesn't make the play on this one because the running back's not going to hit it to his gap. But these are the little things that I see that make me feel like Turner has upside to be a really good football player. Being able to control veteran tight ends, to be able to get off the block. Now, he doesn't fully blow this play up. He's not the first guy that gets in there. But he does kind of help make the play at the end of this. And it's the little things that translate over time. And with Turner, you just see so many good things on tape with this guy. He's winning his one-on-one blocks, and never overlook that aspect of guys. Here's another play here where they're going to try to hit Turner for an end around. Now, on this one here, compared to the first time we saw right on the first one, he ended up getting absolutely just lost in the shuffle of things. On this one, he sees it a lot faster. He sees that the Indianapolis Colts recognize and run the same play towards his side. Now, I'll show it to you guys from the all-22 angle. You can see it's basically the same play, just flipped. But keep in mind, they probably recognize where Turner is, and they look at it like, we want to come right back at this guy. And with Turner, he sees it this time. Or at least he sees it a lot better, right? You can see that he's going to end up taking on the tight end, gets off the block, chases it. The play only picks up about 3 yards on this one. The first time that they ran this same play, they picked up about 12. So you can see that already just by taking that snap, and the first time he gives up that big play, the second time he sees it, he blows it up. But what's going to happen the 10th time this guy sees this, right? Because the 10th time this guy sees this same type of play, he's going to be able to get there, and he's going to be a lot faster, he's going to be a lot quicker, he's going to be a lot sharper. And it kind of shows you what actual snaps and actual experience can kind of do for a guy. Here's a pass rush where he doesn't get to the quarterback, but he does get close. Obviously, Jonathan Grenard, phenomenal football player. One of the best pass rushers in the NFL. We talked about this guy, I think it was 2 weeks at this point. Just a really good pass rush. I mean, look at the spin move here. It doesn't get better than that. And that spin move ultimately ends up being the quarterback. But also, don't overlook the fact that the right tackle here is getting pushed into the quarterback's hip. If the right tackle anchors down and Grenard does what he does, maybe the quarterback steps to the left a little bit, right? So never overlook the fact that you also got a guy collapsing the pocket from the left side of your guys' screen, right? And essentially in Dallas Turner. It's a pretty good job getting the hands to the tackle. He's going to get him right to the inside. He can use the power move. He just pushes this guy. And look at that control. The tackle here is up off his foot. He's trying to balance himself. That's a good move right there by Dallas Turner to be able to help kind of clean that up. Now, I do need to see Dallas Turner continue to add pass rush moves. We're going to look at a couple more pass rushes that kind of came towards the end of the game. It's not terrible right now, but it could be a lot better. And I think that's going to be the one thing Turner is going to have to continue to work on. It's going to be his technique. Now, he does do certain things in his pass rush, right? He utilizes a hezi move, which is very, very important if you're a pass rusher, because the hezi move sets up most pass rushes, right? So the hezi move is essentially that little fake he's going to give before he locks in with these tackles. And that fake allows you to basically be able to jump outside, jump inside, spin, potentially swim over the top. But then he does only really go to that power move as he kind of locks in with guys. Now, that doesn't always happen, right? He has moves that he does utilize, but it's not consistent and it's not clean. So that's going to be something he'll have to develop. But here's one of the moves that he does utilize. It is still a power-based move, but it's almost like a ghost move, and we'll break it down here. I will play this in slow motion because I think it's probably hard to tell exactly what he does on this one. But you'll notice that he's going to first and foremost put both hands into this guy. It looks very similar to the last play you guys just looked at. Both hands going to this guy, but the right hand drops right there. So essentially it's a ghost move, right? He's not really trying to utilize power. He's trying to bend the corner. And it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. He generates pressure on the quarterback. The quarterback has to roll out of there. Notice Joe Flacco kind of dips that shoulder right there. He's pressured, right? So it's a good move however you look at it by Dallas Turner. Again, it's not a power move. It's really a ghost move. It's power to speed or power to bend, whatever you guys want to call it. But it's a good move nonetheless, right? So this is one of the moves he utilizes. He'll hezi. He'll use a straight up bull rush. He'll utilize this power to speed where he bends the corner. You got another one here. You're actually going to get an 8-yard sack. Jonathan Grenard's going to get credit for this one. A really, really good job by the guys up front to be able to get to the quarterback, collapse the pocket around this quarterback. I think the Minnesota Vikings have one of the best NASCAR type of packages. You got Grenard, you got Van Ginkel, you got Dallas Turner, and then at D tackle, or essentially the other spot that's kind of remaining, you can probably switch in a couple different guys. But Turner's actually going to do a good job. Now, we talked a little bit about the hezi move, right? This is kind of a part of that same type of hezi move, and here's what I mean by that. So a hezi move is essentially you're going to try to fake a guy to the inside, and then you're going to try jumping to the outside. You're going to fake to the outside. You're going to jump to the inside. And it doesn't work here, right? Essentially on this one, he's trying to do is he's trying to jump back to the inside, right? He's hesitating. He's trying to make this offensive tackle think, am I going left or am I going right? And he's going to jump back to the inside. Now, it doesn't work. He's going to end up getting caught, and this is a part of just kind of cleaning it up a little bit. What he's trying to do is he's trying to get the right arm to the shoulder pad. He's trying to bring the left arm over the top. And it's not very clean right now, right? And you see the right tackle ends up shutting it down. So again, just little things that he'll have to continue to work on. He'll have to continue to add. I'm confident he will be able to add those things. And this was the final 2nd and 13. You'll see he just ends up kind of going to the bull rush. You do got to recognize on some of these plays, you know, he does have outside containment as well. So what is his responsibility on some of these plays? You know, is he free to just pass rush the quarterback? Does he have outside containment, right? So there's a lot that you have to kind of think about. And do keep in mind, you know, if you're not playing 40, 45, 50 snaps in a game, you're probably not going to have a lot of real opportunities to get to the quarterback because there's so many plays that are just wasted plays. Quarterback kneels, you're dropping back in coverage, 1 or 3 step drops, run pass options, run plays where you're the backside guy. There's a lot of things that kind of happen out there, and you really only probably have like 15 opportunities to get to the quarterback. I think Dallas Turner has a ton of upside. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing. We are obviously covering the Minnesota Vikings. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with another video.